Good morning. My name is Sean Norman. I'm one of the operations section chiefs here with Team 3, and we're working on the 2023 Tulare flooding incident. I'm going to start with a general overview. So we talked about the other day about all of our branches, and so what you're going to see today is we're actually shrinking down our footprint for our overhead. We have very little activities in branch 5 and 3, so we'll have those unstaffed today. We still have personnel available if we have an issue out here that needs attention to surge in there, but for now we're focusing our primary attention on 2 specific areas. The first would be in the southwest portion of the county in the Alpa and Allensworth area. We do have multiple breaks, and that's noted by the numbers here. Each of these numbers represents a break. So this is branch 2, and this is 2-10, and so that would be the 10th break that we located. Here's 2-3, the 3rd break that we located. So those are numbered. So this will give you a sense of how many active areas that we've been addressing as you go through all of our branches. Our primary focus right now is on a prep and defend strategy. So we're preparing facilities, critical infrastructure that we do not want to get impacted by floodwater, and we are working diligently to keep the water and pumping operations going and building temporary structures in place to keep the water diverted away from the community and that infrastructure. You're going to hear us talking about the 2 primary methods that we're using right now for a defensive mechanism. So we are still dropping super sacks into holes that are created in the levee, and we're sandbagging things like boils and sloughs. But for a defensive mechanism, we're using 2 primary products. One would be concrete K-rail, which is what you see along the highway, and then something called muscle wall. And the muscle wall is a kind of a fabric-based material, rubberized, that has a footing on it and then a wall that goes up. And then we actually can use a pump and pump some of the flood water itself into that wall, and it inflates, and then it acts as a barrier. So the K-rail, the concrete K-rail, is very heavy, and it works very well when we have good access. So there is an ag facility out here that makes fertilizer, and they use it for all the agriculture. That we're able to get into and use the K-rail, and then we put visqueen plastic and sandbags, and that area, that structure has been prepped so we don't have any water get into it. As we move north to our other problem area is up here in the right near the county line on the Kings River. And as the Kings River rises, that water is going to become a problem for that golf course community. So right now, because it's difficult to get up on that levee and to take those heavy concrete K-rails, we're using muscle wall. And right now we're about 2,000 feet of it has gone in, and we may extend another 1,000 feet of that. And so that work is going on up here in that kind of Kingsburg area and that corner where the Kings River. So we're still having high water on the Tule pushing its way out, and we're getting a lot of water building up out here in the west portion of the county, deep impacts to agriculture. And now our new concern again would be the Kings River. So we're working diligently. We're communicating frequently every day with both Kings County and Fresno County because there's shared impacts in those areas. And then we're going to share resources if there's some mitigation that needs to be done to assist each other so that we're not causing a problem somewhere down the line with efforts that we're doing. We did have a horse rescue yesterday up in the Wood Lake area, a horse that got entrapped in a sinkhole. We're very lucky to have the right people in here that had the training to do it, and they were able to remove that horse. And then we did have a fire out in a solar field that's out in the Alpa area yesterday. It's completely underwater, most of it, and there's not much we can do about it. So some of those structures may catch on fire. So if you hear about that, the mitigation is not able for us to get out and do anything with it because the hazard to the firefighters going out there. So we are working with Department of Water Resources. We are consulting with Army Corps of Engineers on the dam releases so that we're timing some of our operations with them. And then obviously all of our cooperators here in the county are working together collectively to keep mitigating this incident and get this county back on its feet.
Hi, Danny Riston with the City of Visalia Fire Department with your operational update today for the Visalia area. Visalia continues to look really good. City crews continue to check the St. Johns River and all the other waterways that come through Visalia. Things are looking really good. We've been in unified command with our partners on this incident for about the last 9 days. This morning at 7 o'clock in the morning, because things are looking so good in Visalia, we were able to come out of unified command. Unified command allowed us to have a really good voice in this incident because some of the threats in Visalia have decreased so dramatically that we've been able to come out of unified command. However, that doesn't mean that our situation is over. Our waterways in Visalia are going to continue to run at the level that they are for probably several months. We'd encourage our citizens to be careful around the waterways. Make sure you're keeping an eye on your children, your pets. The water is going to be moving much faster than we're used to in Visalia, and can definitely create a hazard for you, your family, and friends. City will continue to monitor. We'd ask our residents also, if you see something that doesn't seem right, if you see water leaking somewhere where it shouldn't be leaking, you see debris starting to block and clog some of the channels, please reach out, call 911, let us know so that your city resources can respond quickly to mitigate any potential hazards. We'd like to thank our partners that we've been working with, and again, we'll continue to be a part of this overall incident. But at this time, we feel like Visalia is looking pretty good, and we just ask all of our citizens to remain diligent. Thank you.